been it's been a very long while. How are you doing?
I'm fine, ma.
Okay, it's so great to see you on the call today. And so we will just proceed shortly. We're having low turnout, but I don't know why. But we'll proceed, and we can always make use of the recorded session. So today we will be discuss. So please confirm that you can hear me and the background noise is not disturbing you so much.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. And please confirm that you can see my screen. Can you see the screen
Yes, I
display?
can see it.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, great.
Yes, ma.
Okay, so today we'll be looking at something that is becoming an everyday use, machine learning. What is machine learning? How does it work? That's what we'll be looking at. And that's what we'll be looking at today. Okay, so hold on. Having a little glitch on my system. Okay. Okay. So as I said, we'll be looking at the topic machine learning. This is our topic for today. But before we go on, I can see that we have a new member, and we need to introduce you and tell you what Kids and Teens Tech Fest is, right? So the idea of Kids and Teens Tech Fest was born out of passion and the need to involve children and teenagers in tech. We saw that need and we thought of that. So our tech club aims at enlightening young people on the vast potentials of tech and how they can leverage on it to effectively stand out in your chosen career. So our platform helps you to see how tech can be used for you to um, work in whatever chosen career, be it medicine, be it finance, be it logistic, whatever area of career you decide to pursue, then you see how you can leverage tech in that. And then community. So we have a virtual community where we offer a safe space for you to ask all your technology related questions. You are in school and they taught you something in computer studies, you don't understand, you need clarification. Here is a safe space. We do research together, we share ideas. So that's that's the aim of Kids and Teens Tech Fest. And of course, today we are exploring the topic machine learning. So while we are here, I would like our new members, Bidemi is an existing community member, but I can see Chidima is a new member. So I would like you to introduce yourself. So let's know you, your name, your gender, location where you're joining from, and okay, so this what you've learned is not part of it. Your name, gender, and location. So can we have Chidima introduce herself?
My name
Okay, go on.
my name is Udochukwu Ikeanyanwu. I am a male gender and I am calling from Jubilation Comfort Estate.
Okay, so Jubilation Comfort Estate is in Abuja, Nigeria. Thank you for joining our session. So we will be moving into exploring our topic for the day. Oh, and I want to believe that somehow we have used a machine learning technology, even though maybe we might not know that it's not machine that it's a machine learning technology, but we might have somehow used that technology. So for instance, I know that most of you must have used YouTube, and then you log into YouTube, you start seeing videos recommendation based on what you've watched before. Have you ever experienced that? Unmute your mic and speak. Have you ever experienced something like that? That you watch a particular video, and the next thing you're seeing videos that are similar to that particular video that you watched? Anyone ever experienced that?
Yes.
Okay, so that works on a technology, the machine learning technology, and then we get to explore that. And so that's called recommendation system in machine learning, right? So it sees what you've done and it recommends based on your interest. But then we get to explore that as we go on. So this our discussion session is going to focus on learning what machine learning is, how do machine learn, because you can see that we have two terminologies there, machine and learning. So it definitely now means that machines do learn. So how do they learn? And then we also explore real life examples of how AI works with machine learning, and then fun activities and how to start learning AI. So we'll get to introduce you all to that. How you will start building your own AI or machine learning models. We'll get to see all of that. So now let's know, because before we start building machine learning models, before we can start building machine learning models, we need we need to we need to know what machine learning is, right? So we can see from the screen that machine learning is when computers learn from examples instead of being programmed for every single thing. For those of you who have attended our programming sessions, you see that we can, when you program a particular task to a particular operation, it keeps going that way. So for instance, let's say we have a robot that was programmed to move from point A to point B. It will keep moving from point A to point B because that is how it was programmed. Even when there are obstacles on the way, it will not know that there are obstacles. It will still go that way. It will just keep going in that direction because it was programmed that way. But machine learning functions differently. Machine learning is able to learn and is sensitive. So we'll see how that. So you can also use machine learning to know how to recognize different items. So you train your program or your computer in such a way that when it sees the picture of a cat, it knows that this is a picture of a cat. And when it sees the picture of a dog, it knows that this is a picture of a dog. Why? Because it has been trained to learn how the features of cats and the features of dog. So when it see any picture that has features of dog, it recognizes it. And similarly, when it sees picture um a a cat, because of the features it has learned, it's able to recognize, no matter how the cat looks like, whether it is frowning, whether it is in what position, it's as it learns it because there are specific features it has known that exist for cat. So once those features, he sees all those features, he know that, oh, this is a cat. So that's a simple example. We'll get to see all of that later. Now, I told you that machine learning works on learning, right? So it works similarly, just the way the human brain works, just the way the human work. That's how machine learning works. How do human work? Humans learn from experience. So for instance, you can say that um every Sundays people go to church. Why? Because over time you've seen that people go to church every Sunday, so you can tell that once it's Sunday people will go to church. Or for instance, you can tell that for those of us who have used Bolt and other hail riding apps, you can see that a lot of times you see saying, oh, there's traffic on this route, don't take that route. Why? Because it has been built in such a way that it understands that over time this particular thing is recurrent, so it has learned the pattern with that, just like humans. So machine learning use data. So over time we keep imputing that, oh, on Friday, say maybe on Friday I imputed that the road to where. So for those of us who are in Abuja, so I could say the road leading from Jubilation Comfort Estate to maybe Kabusa Garden has traffic. So I log that on Sunday 7:30 p.m. And next week another person logs that same thing 7:30 p.m. Sunday with the same that, oh, there's traffic here. Another person logs. So over time it now says that, oh, there's a pattern. Everybody says so. It definitely now means that every Sunday by 7:30 p.m. Traffic build up usually happens there, right? So that's how machine learning work. Another example, another way is, humans always practice over time to improve themselves. So for instance, when we were all children, you see that you don't just jump up and start running. You start crawling, and then you start standing, start taking a step, you take a step and fall, you still keep learning how until you become a master. And now you can walk for 10 kilometers, you can jog, you can run, and all of that, right? That's how the human uh, person learns. And similarly with machines too, that is how machines learn. So the more you input data over time, it keeps learning and building accuracy and becoming better, just like human beings keep practicing and learning to become better. Machine learning depends on data. More data helps it to build itself to become better. Okay, so please hold on. Let me respond to someone who wants to join the link. Okay. And then another way is humans make mistakes. Yes, we make mistakes. And similarly, machine learning models to make mistakes. Why? Because remember that it depends on data. And sometimes the data might not be complete or it might not be accurate, so there is chances for mistake. So while I will pause here, I feel like I've spoken so much, so I will pause here. If there's any question you can ask, and then if you're confused, we can go over this again, because this is our building block and I need you to really get the concept before we move. Are we good? Okay, so let's proceed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are proceeding. So I've told you examples of machine learning models. As I said, YouTube recommendation system. You watch a video or two videos. Now remember I said machine learning works on data, so it has fetched the data of the characteristics of the maybe the video, what the video is all about. So it has fetched that data, then it scans through the entire system and now begins looking for any video that matches that category, that has any similarities. Let's say it's a comedy video you watched, right? So it sees that, oh, you loved watching comedy videos, and now it also speaks very vital information. So let's say you watched a comedy video for 20 minutes, you watched a training video for 5 minutes, and you watched maybe something else for 2 minutes. Now it will fetch and do the highest recommendation. It says that, oh, your highest interest is in comedy because you spent the higher time there. So it's now start recommending more. It could now in between just suggest some of the other things you've watched, because they say, well, you might have interest, but the interest is not so much. But it will focus on that because it has picked your data, and it will find any video that is within that that has such features. And similarly, of course, those of us who use TikTok too, TikTok recommendation system is even very, very highly accurate. Then face unlock on phones. You remember that when, for those of you who might have phone or system, when you want to set up your phone, your lock screen, maybe facial recognition, it asks you, it will take certain data of your face. It will take maybe your face straight and ask you to turn sideways and all of that. That is happening because it's taking your data such, so that even if tomorrow you're frowning, now it has taken vital data on your face, how your eyes look like, how your ears look like, whether your earlobe is flappy or small, and all of that. So even when you're frowning and your face kind of has a different change, it's still able to pick because it has picked very vital features on your face that allows it to recognize you, no matter whether you're crying, whether you're smiling, you're happy, whatever. It has picked that. And then remember that that is because it learns based on data. It learns based on data. And we also have the voice assistants like Siri, Google, even chat gpt. You can speak to chat gpt, it recognizes. So all these are machine learning, all these are built on machine learning technologies. So we talked about how machine learning works. Machine learning works based on data. So machine learning works based on data. You give your data to the program or the computer. It uses that as example to build bases. So for instance, let's say we are talking about the cat and dog. Now, what are the features a cat has? The is it skewers? It has those skewers. The eye, the way the eye is different. They have very shiny eyes. You know, they are basically, the features are different. So you okay, so thank you so much for all of you just joining. And we have been discussing subject matter, and I'm very sure you'll catch up. The session is being recorded, so You can always access the recorded session even after um now. Okay, so I said machine learning works on data, just like human beings work on, learn based on experience. Machine learning learn based on data, so you feed in data to it and it's able to use that data to build a basis where it's able to now help to predict circumstances and all of that. And the more accurate the data, the more accurate the prediction it will be. So, and then it also works on pattern. So based on the data you've entered, it finds pattern. As I use the video, the YouTube instance, right, where you've watched like three different types of videos, maybe a comedy video, a tutorial video, and maybe something else, just maybe something else. I can't, maybe coding. Yeah, so maybe you also watch a coding tutorial video. So you watched a coding tutorial video, you watched a tutorial on maybe fashion because you have interest on fashion, and then you watched a comedy video. Now for the comedy video, let's say you spent 20 minutes watching comedy video, and then fashion design, maybe you spent 10 minutes watching fashion design. And for coding, maybe just 5 minutes into it, it became so tough, so confusing, and you're like, oh, I cannot proceed, so you spend just 5 minutes. Now it finds that pattern. What was the duration, the average duration you spent on? Now it has already, remember, it has already picked the type of videos you've watched, so it has picked your interest: coding, this fashion design, and then comedy. So that's one aspect of data. Then it picks what is the duration you spent watching each. It picks that, and then it also, so it's now builds on all, picks all of that data and find a pattern. What is the pattern? What is the, how does it what often happens? What is the most situation that happen? So now based on that pattern, then it will now build a recommendation with rating priorities. So in this case, where we use the you spend 20 minutes on a comedy video, which was your highest spend time, it will always recommend more of comedy videos. Why? Because it has picked that for you to spend 20 minutes on that video, it means you have high interest in it, and so it will always look for more of comedy videos. And then also the others, so based on the priority rating, it will now pick that. So you see that it builds on data, and on the data it finds pattern that exists within the data to work, and then it makes prediction. I've already said that. So it will find those patterns and then predict to say, okay, there's 80% chances that he likes more of comedy videos based on the time spent, or based on how many comedy videos he has watched overall. So maybe you have watched like 20 comedy videos, and for the other ones you've watched maybe like 2 3 for each, right? So it will now see, pick priority and make prediction. So whenever it wants to recommend videos for you, it will always be comedy, because you have more, it has seen from your data that you have more interest in that. Are we good? Can I proceed? Okay, so I'm proceeding, and very soon we'll have a break out. Let me know that I'm not just speaking and lecturing. So I think we'll just pause here, and let me have two persons who will just give us like a recap of what they've learned so far. We are having persons just joining us now, so just let's have a recap so that such persons will catch up. So anyone, raise your hand and unmute. Yeah, do we have anyone who wants to give a recap of the session to people who are just joining in? Bidemi, you have been on the call. Where is this person has dropped? Okay, Chidima, I forgot the name you introduced yourself, but that's the name that's on your profile. So I think both of you were the earliest persons here. So someone should please unmute and just give us a recap of what we've done so far so that others can catch up. Thank you. Okay, so it seems I'll just proceed. So let's proceed. Okay, so for those who are joining us, um, for the new persons, thank you for joining us. This is the Kids and Teens Tech Fest virtual community meeting. We do that every month, every Saturday of the month, where we meet with children and try to stir up their interest in tech, let them see, and we discuss very essential topics in tech. So today we are talking about machine learning, and we've established that machine learning is just ways machines learn from data, just as humans learn from experience. Machines use data to learn and find patterns, right? And then we're talking that machine learning works on three basic approaches. First, it works on data. It feeds on data. It uses data to learn. And then after it learns, it finds the patterns that exist within that data. So what is more prevalent? What occurs most? And all of that. So it looks through the data to find pattern, and then it makes prediction. And that is why we can have that you log into YouTube and you will see recommendations based on what you've watched. And sometimes a lot of us will be like, is this technology, is it not witchcraft? How does it know what I like? Why is it um giving me things that, sometimes a lot. I've heard like I've been in conversation where people like, oh mo, this technology now witchcraft and all of that. It's not witchcraft. There is a technology that powers it, and that's what we are learning. Right. So we'll proceed. And so how, where, or why, or how, what are the benefits of machine learning? Who can use machine learning? Now the thing is, a lot of us feel like, oh, when it's tech, it doesn't concern me. I want to be a doctor, so I don't need technology. Oh, I want to be a pilot, I don't need technology. No, we see that technology is being integrated in every of our career sectors these days. You see, even in healthcare and every sector. So same way machine learning is applicable to all of these sectors. Doctors, how do doctors use machine learning? Remember we talked about prediction and data. So it helps healthcare practitioners. So I think there is a study that says that I think cancer can now be predicted like 10 years before the person have. So the likelihood for a person to have certain diseases are now being predicted early. So let's say maybe in 20 years you are prone to have diabetics, and you know it ahead of time. That helps you to start taking drastic measures to prevent it. So early dictation of symptoms and sicknesses in medicine uses machine learning to help patients to be able to track or to tackle their healthcare issues early. And then we also have in schools, in academics, we use machine learning in academic research, even in schools, to predict, a child's performance based on their personality, based on how they interact in class. You can now be able to share, oh, this person needs special attention because of certain factors. they have exhibited during their academic session. Maybe how how you in fact sometimes you can even go as far as understanding the child's family background, his social environment, and then you can now be able to predict, oh, these are the likelihood of how he can, what is causing his academics maybe flaws, why he's not performing well, or how, it helps us to track. So machine learning is applicable in academics, in schools, in farming. That is very crucial. A lot of modernized farmers are using technology, machine learning in prediction. How, you will ask me? Now, there are technologies that helps you to scan your crops and find deficiencies in them, to see, oh, this plant is getting yellow because it's lacking this nutrient. Then you're able to just go and get the nutrient and apply to the plant. So you don't even start doing trial and error to say, oh, my farm crops are going bad, you don't know what to do. You go and keep buying different chemicals and be trying your luck. No, you just have a technology that scans the plants or the soil to see what nutrient is deficient in that soil, and it's able to uh, uh, tell you to check and see. Now remember, based on data and pattern. Then we also have scientists, so it helps scientists in research, in um, making clinical research and all of that. It helps scientists and drivers. So I have to pause, and I need someone to tell us if they truly believe that machine learning is being used in driving. So I will stop speaking. Someone please unmute their mic if you know that, like, if um you know, you've seen where machine learning is used, or you believe that it's applicable. No, just let's have a brief conversation, because it's a popular this thing. But then let it not be like it's abstract. So let's hear if anyone has ever seen where machine learning is applicable in driving. So my mic is off and I'm expecting your response. No, but we're not taking the response now. It's tomorrow, later in the evening, not tomorrow. Yeah.
Like self-driving cars.
Okay, great. But yes, that's great. Self-driving car, very great. But we have like an everyday situation where machine learning is used, and I think I mentioned it earlier. But anyone wants to try again?
Um, YouTube recommendations.
Yes, that's perfect. But I'm talking about driving or logistics. Okay, so fine. Let's go. Who has used Bolt, Uber before? Who has ever used Bolt or Uber? Great. Have you ever seen a situation where you log in and it's telling you, oh no, don't take that path, there's traffic there? Okay, so yeah, responding yes, right? So any other person, have you ever experienced that? um okay, great. Okay, so just two people have experienced that. So please, I want someone to unmute. Okay, great. Three people. So I want someone to unmute and tell me, like, what do you think happened, or how did you know that the app knows that there's traffic on that route?
Because of plenty people have been using the routes and logging in that there's usually traffic by a specific time. So because of that, the app or the AI used now received or learned that by this time that there's usually traffic in such a place.
Perfect, perfect. You've lectured us perfectly. Bidemi, do you want to speak? Your hand is up, Bidemi. Do you want to speak? Okay, so let me proceed. So you've perfectly just told us how it works. Remember, we said machine learning builds on data. It collects data, it finds pattern, and then it now does prediction. Now, of course, remember, okay, we'll move further, then I'll talk on that. So, yes, we see that machine learning is applicable in driving. So, and then, of course, in game creation. So you see that there is no aspect of work that is not that is now not using technology based on what we talked about. And of course, these are just some examples. So you now see that machine learning now has become very essential for you to learn, no matter the work path you want to take. So we had, I think, 2 sessions back, we had a friend of mine who is building something in the healthcare sector, and it uses AI to predict symptoms and all of that. And he did a demo with people who were on the call, and maybe some of one of the days again we'll have him over to do that. But I think the video is on our YouTube channel. You can just go and see, see how, wow, oh, it doesn't just mean that I want to be a doctor, I just go to medical school and that's all. No, you technology helps you to become more efficient in this modern age, right? So we talked about the careers benefits in healthcare. I mean, so okay, so also look at, of course, there are risk. No technology is 100%. Even humans are prone to errors. How much more a technology that depends on human input for it to function. So one, AI can make mistakes. Please don't, when you have assignment from school, don't rely on, you just go and push it on ChatGPT, fetch or what's those other this thing? So you fetch out the answers and then just copy and paste. No, machine learning AI is out to help us be more efficient, not to help us think. Remember that it is the data you input that it will, based on the data you input, that it will make recommendations for you. So if you don't have data to input, if you just fetch any random data from anywhere, that might be correct or incorrect. So know that machine learning AI systems make mistakes. Now, you should also not share personal information on while using any machine learning platforms, right? And then you should also use AI and machine learning models efficiently and wisely. Don't share sensitive information. Don't rely on it to think for you. Think for yourself and allow it to help you better your work. So for instance, you're given an essay to write an essay in school. You don't just go and paste it. You don't just go in there and ask, oh, I was given essay on how I spent my holiday, please write it for me. Of course, the model does not know how you spent your holiday. So even if it's given, it's not going to give something that is relating to you. But when you've written it and you share it and they're there to say, help me check for clarity, for punctuation marks, for grammar, you see that it now helps you. In fact, what I do is, even if I post a text there, I'm not asking you to refine it for me. Point out the areas where there are errors and suggest corrections that I can make. You see, that still keeps your inhuman intellect intact, right? So use AI and machine learning wisely. And then, of course, we've already talked about areas where machine learning is applicable in game. It can be a game engineer. So let's say you want to focus now into machine learning and AI. Remember, the first ones was how where machine learning is applicable. So in other career sectors, you can apply machine learning. Now you want to professionally pursue a career that is around machine learning and AI. What careers are there? So we have gaming, um game AI engineer. We have robotics engineer. So robotics engineers are those who engineer robotics. You build robots. We have data scientists, of which I am. It's my profession. I'm a data scientist. And then you can have app developers and all of that. So you see, these are careers to say, okay, I want to specialize. You know, earlier when we talked about machine learning application in other fields, it means that you are specialized as a medical health practitioner maybe, and then you are applying machine learning to make your work as a medical practitioner better. But now these careers in AI are careers that you want to focus, like this is what I do, nothing more. So these are some careers you can aspire, and there are a lot more. AI prompt engineer, data engineer, and all of that. Data, even data analyst. Remember that we said that machine learning works on data, and the data, and then afterwards it finds pattern. So who are those people that do that? It is the data analysts that work with data to find the pattern, and then the machine learning engineers proceed to build models based on the pattern that the analyst has found to make predictions and all of that. So there are a lot of career paths in this line, and you can do your own research. Remember that our group is not just come and listen and go. You listen, do research, come back, ask questions. Yeah. So we'll be stopping here. So our the practical session is, I saw that it's going to take longer time, so we are going to leave it for our next month session, which is going to be on Saturday 13th of June 2026, and then we'll go in hands-on building machine learning model using a software called Teachable, machine learning Teachable. Then we'll build models and see how to make prediction, our own personalized models. We'll build it and see how it really works. And so here I will leave the floor for question and answers, any need for clarity, anyone that wants to contribute to the session, and whatever. So this is our time for conversation. The floor is open. Maybe I should mute my mic so that you know that it is your time to speak. Ah, no one has question, no one has contribution. Should I ask my own questions?
Hello,
Yes, good afternoon.
good afternoon, Madam Anat.
Good
It's
afternoon,
so
sir.
wonderful, so excited. I'm happy that I was able to join this call. I remember how we met. You're a wise woman, full of package. So this machine learning, how can we apply it in the junior and senior secondary school to improve learning?
Okay. So now remember that we talked about machine learning works on data. So we have to also define what's the goal, and we take the data now. So let's say maybe the school wants to find out to be able to make predictions based on students' behavior, to say, oh, students who behave in a certain way are likely to pass, are likely to perform very well in class. So now, based on the data we've taken or survey we've taken about these students, we can now be able to categorize them: those who are high performance students, those who are mid, who are and those who are low. Now, the questions will also determine to find out what are the factors that have influenced their performances. So sometimes it could be family background. Maybe the family are not educated, so the child takes education lightly, or there is a factor, maybe unsettle a toxic environment at home that doesn't give the child room to um concentrate in class and all of that. So all the data collected will now give pointers. So that pointers will now help the school administration to now provide the, like, um tailored tailored or tailored approach to each student. Now it could also be that some students are failing not because they are failing, they just have interest in a particular course, in a particular subject, and all other subjects. And remember that performance is cumulative of all subjects. So let's say my two best areas of interest are agriculture and maybe geography, and I perform excellently well in these two subjects. Now, because I don't have interest in this or in the other subjects, because of cumulative results, it now always brings my grade down. So all these things, when based on the data to take and what you were trying to look for, you'll be able to now find answers to why students are performing in certain ways, and how you can come in to block that gap so that they now become better persons, like become better academically. I think I don't know if this answers your question.
Yes, you have perfectly. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, so I will ask, what have you learned? Because since there's no question, let me ask, what is your take home from this session, pending until next month when we get to build our ML models? What is your take home from this session?
My take home is, or what I learned is that computer or technology or AI need need us humans to impute a specific data or specific information for it to become accurate and for it to work better.
Great, great. Bidemi, you have anything? Okay, so it's actually been a very wonderful session. I'm so sorry. There might be some um background noise during the session. I don't know if you heard that. Please pardon me. It's I'm in an unsettled environment, but I just had needed the session to hold so that I don't keep anyone keep you you know stand you up. So yes, so our session is going to come up next month on the 13th of June, second Saturday of the month.